All right, looking at section 6 of chapter 7, we're solving rational equations and inequalities. Inequalities are really the same as the equal sign. You just got to test your values once you find your answers. But rational equations, here we're going to multiply by the LCD, and I'll kind of explain what the LCD is. And then what we just want to do is then test our numbers once we get them back in, because we can never divide, right? Rational equations are just division, so I can't divide by 0. So if I plug in, say, 4, when I get 4 minus 4 and get 0. So as long as my answer is not 4, I know that answer will work. I could check it all the way, but usually we're just too lazy to do that. All right, so how we want to do is we want to get rid of all these fractions, right? We don't like fractions, so how do I get rid of dividing by 12? Don't I just multiply by 12? So I multiply by 12, multiply this by 12. This one cancels, right? It gets rid of that fraction, so I just get 7. Then here, it doesn't cancel, so I just get 12 times 9, which is 96. But I still have this divided by x minus 4, right? And then this one, this does cancel out, right? I get left with 4 on bottom here. So I have 55 over 4. So I still have a couple fractions, right? So how do I get rid of dividing by x minus 4? Well, I times by x minus 4. That means I have to do it to this one. And I have to do it to this one. Okay, now that fraction's gone, so that's nice. So then I just have here, I just have 7x minus 28. And then I have plus 96. That's nice, so no fractions on both of those. But here, this doesn't cancel, right? So since this doesn't cancel, I would have to divide by 4 here. So to get rid of that, I have to multiply by 4, right? So I multiply that by 4, that cancels. But then I have to take this 96 and multiply that by 4, right? So I got to take this and multiply by 4. Then I have to take this and multiply by 4. So I got to take and multiply by 4 here, which is okay because this gets rid of. So I just have 55 times x minus 4 is 55x minus 220. 220. Okay, so now my fractions are gone. That's the idea of the LCD, multiplying by every denominator, right? So I multiplied by 12, and I multiplied by x minus 4, and then I multiplied by 4, right? Well, that's not every denominator, because wasn't this denominator 48? But 48 broke down to 4 times 12. Well, I already multiplied by 12 over here, and 12 right here, right? Those canceled, so I only multiply by 12 once. So whenever you have factors on bottom, as if you have a factor on a different denominator, then you don't have to multiply it twice. So the LCD is multiplying by every denominator unless you can factor it, and then that one of those factors is already as a denominator. Okay, this is big when you have a quadratic, which you'll see kind of on the next problem when you have a squared here and factor that. Okay, so let's finish this problem up. We have 4 times 7, which is 28x. And then we have 4 times 8. 4 times, oh, that's supposed to be 28, right? So 4 times 28, sorry. 4 times 28, that is negative 112. 96 times 4, that's pretty big. That's almost 400, right? 400 minus 16. No, yeah, no. Let's do 3. What is that? 432? Yeah, 432. All right. And then equals 55x minus 220. All right, so then we can finish this problem. A little correction, which you probably already saw, but right here, 12 times 9 is not 96. That would be 108. Sorry about that. Probably confused some of you. But it is fixed right here. That is the correct number, 432. Okay, so then finishing this up, all we're doing is just simplifying, so I can minus 28x on both sides, minus 28x on both sides, add 220. So combining these three, we get, let's see, 540. So 540 equals 55 minus that. That would be, what, 27? So 27x divided by 27 divided by 27, we get equals 20. And then we know from before that as long as it's not 4, then we have the correct answer, and we can plug that back in and check it. but that would be our answer then. So the LCD multiplying by the LCD is really just multiplying by every denominator. And if you can factor your denominator and one of those the same, you don't have to multiply it twice. Okay.